Hey there, Schwillies. Corey Wilkins from Ears Only Audio coming back at you with another acoustic guitar miking tutorial. So today I want to focus on a stereo miking technique that is my favorite of all acoustic guitar stereo miking. It gives you a solid center and it gives you a wide spread. And this is called mid-side. And is what we have here, as you can hopefully see. We have two of those CAD M179s that I showed you yesterday. And one of them, the front of it is facing directly toward me, and that microphone is in cardioid. The other one is on top of it, and yes, it is touching the bottom microphone. These two mics are actually physically touching one another. And this one is in a figure 8 polar pattern, meaning that it picks up from the front side and the back side and rejects out the sides. And I have this situated so that the side is facing the guitar. So it is going to reject the direct signal from the guitar and pick up kind of some of the reflections off the side walls in the room. And that's how we're going to end up getting our stereo image from. Okay, it does take a little bit of processing, so just kind of follow with me here. By the way, I'm lining this up with the 12th fret. I want my mid mic in the 12th fret. Here we go. So now we've captured the acoustic guitar with two microphones, one facing directly at the 12th fret in a cardioid pattern, and one facing with the side of the microphone at the 12th fret in a figure 8 polar pattern. Now for this technique to be really effective, it does require a little bit of processing inside your DAW. It's no big deal. You can do this with any DAW that you might have, whether it be Pro Tools or Reaper or Sonar or Logic or anything. The processing is very simple, and the DAW makes absolutely no difference at all. It might be a couple of mouse clicks or keystrokes that are slightly different, but the process and what you're doing is the exact same, and it's available anywhere. So let's go ahead and jump into Pro Tools and see what little bit of processing we're going to need to do. Okay, so as you can see, we have our two acoustic tracks here, our mid and our side. And let's see what they sound like. This is them together. Mid and solo. Side and solo. Okay, I hear a little bit of phase issues going on here, but it's not too bad. You always run that risk with multiple microphones. Okay, so the first thing you need to do to make mid-side, this isn't anything special, right? So is what we need to do to make mid-side actually sound special is we need to take the side microphone and duplicate it so that we're in effect splitting the recording that the front of the microphone picked up and the recording that the back side of the microphone picked up. Remember, we had this one in the figure 8 polar pattern. So we are going to go ahead and duplicate the side mic track. We're going to get an exact copy.
Acoustic side, audio. Acoustic side.
Just go into the track menu.
Menu 11 items, hide. Delete, duplicate, rename ellipsis, duplicate ellipsis.
Duplicate.
You are currently on the menu, duplicate tracks window. Number of duplicate.
Okay, we only want one duplicate. We have no plugins or anything.
So
there we go. Okay, now we're going to mute this mid track for now. That's what we get. No big deal. But is what we're going to do is for that duplicate track, which is eventually going to be panned over to all the way to the right hand side, is we're going to invert the phase. So it goes completely out of phase with the other one.
Mix. Track list. Tape mix. Acoustic side.dup1.
And this will give it that sort of splitting the signal effect, and it'll make it much wider sounding.
Menu 3 items checkmark. No insert. Plugin. Submit. Plugin. EQ. BX up channel. Console 1. Mono.
Console 1 plugin from Soft.
You are currently in the window. Plugin. Console. Watching plugin. Console 1.
We're just going to listen to these, and as we're listening, I'm going to flip the phase, and you should hear it mostly disappear because it should be just about completely out of phase with itself. So that's before I've inverted the phase. Now I'll invert the phase.
Inverted. Phase invert.
Flip it back.
Normal. Phase invert. Inverted. Phase invert.
But when we pan it out, you'll hear that something really cool happens. Okay, that sounds kind of phasey and kind of weird, but now let's add the mid microphone back into this. That's pretty wide. That's a pretty big stereo sound, and that's why I love mid-side, especially if I'm going to be using an acoustic guitar as a primary element in a song. Now, I might decide that I want to bring down those two side microphones that are out of phase with each other so I hear them a little bit less. And here's what, some options. And then I might decide, like, for example, I like them like this. When it's just the guitar by itself, maybe bring them down a little. But then I might decide that when a bunch of other instruments come in and join the mix, that's too wide of a guitar sound. So maybe I'll push them down a little bit further. Now we have mostly mid guitar, but a little bit of side. And then later on, maybe in the song, a few instruments pull out. We go back down to sort of a decrescendo, and there's a little less happening. We push these up bigger, louder, and our acoustic gets wider again. I just think that sounds absolutely beautiful. So that's mid-side, and I just want to recap because it is a little bit complicated. You have two microphones. One is like this. That's the main sound for your guitar. The other is like that in figure 8 with the side facing your microphone. You record the two tracks into your DAW. When you're finished recording, you duplicate the side microphone, flip your duplicate out of phase, and you have mid-side miking. This is great on acoustic guitars, especially when the acoustic guitar is the main instrument and you want it to be wider throughout a portion or maybe your entire song. You want that big stereo image. That is my favorite way to get a big wide stereo image of an acoustic. So if you have any questions on mid-side miking or really on anything else that has to do with recording, any way I can possibly help you to make your home recorded tracks even just a little bit better, I will do my absolute best. You guys just are fantastic musicians. This is a great community, and whatever I can do to make sure that our end product, the music that we put out, can really compete on the same plane as everything else as far as sound goes or performance goes or whatever. I'm happy to do my best to share any little bits of knowledge that I may have accumulated over the time to do that. So thanks again for watching. I'm Corey Wilkins from Ears Only Audio here in El Cajon, and try out that mid-side technique next time you want a stereo image of an acoustic guitar and let me know how it works for you. All right, I'll talk to you next time.